Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, a SpaceX flight-proven rocket booster will be headed for space again. Small personal jet completes first engine run. Cessna Caravan production moving to Independence, Kansas. I'm Bree Cross. It's August 31st, 2016, and this is Airborne Unlimited. Many experts claim that buying a late model pre-owned car is a better value than buying a new one. Could it be that the same holds true for launching a satellite on a late model flight-proven rocket booster? The satellite, which will be in a geostationary orbit and expand SES's capabilities across Latin America, is scheduled for launch in the fourth quarter of this year. SES-10 will be the first ever satellite to launch on a SpaceX flight-proven rocket booster. Martin Hallowell, Chief Technology Officer at SES, said in part, quote, "Having been the first commercial satellite operator to launch with SpaceX back in 2013, we are excited to once again be the first customer to launch on SpaceX's first ever mission using a flight-proven rocket." Gwynne Shotwell, President and COO of SpaceX, said, quote, "Relaunching a rocket that has already delivered spacecraft to orbit is an important milestone on the path to complete and rapid reusability. SES has been a strong supporter of SpaceX's approach to reusability over the years, and we're delighted that the first launch of a flight-proven rocket will carry SES-10. The Polish company that is building a very small personal single-engine jet has successfully run the aircraft's engine for the first time. In an update posted to the Flaris website, the company says it has just finished adapting the fuselage to the Flaris LAR-1 airplane with the new Williams FJ33-5A engine. They reported the new power unit has been started in assistance with specialists from Williams International, and it works incredibly well. According to statements on the website post, quote, "Flaris is the world's smallest single-engine jet, which is capable of takeoff even from short, grass runways. Its conception, technical parameters, and state-of-the-art technology surpasses all the jets that have been produced so far. With about 1,900 pounds of thrust, the engine is said to be incredibly efficient, considering its 286-pound dry weight. Flight tests are being arranged with the Polish Civil Aviation Authority. We at ANN will be watching to see if this new personal jet matches the company's claims." After the break, Cessna needs to clear out space at its Wichita facility.
Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. If you would like to be a supporter of Airborne Unlimited, send an email to jim@aero-news.net. Textron Aviation plans to move production of its Caravan airplanes out of Wichita, southeast about 120 miles to its facility in Independence, Kansas. The Wichita Eagle reports that the company says that there will be no impact on jobs at either facility, but the move will make room in Wichita for production of the Citation Longitude, which it says is weeks away from its first flight, and also to accommodate the new Denali single-engine turboprop airplane. A timeline for the move has not been established. A company spokeswoman told the paper that the move is very early in transition planning. The Independence plant is where the Skyhawk, Skylane, and stationary aircraft are built, as well as the Citation Mustang and M2 business jets and the TTX single-engine airplane. With some 2,000 Aero-TV programs webcast to cyberspace, sometimes it can be fun to look back and enjoy some of the places we've seen, the flyers we've met, and the planes we've flown. Here's a look at one of our favorite Aero-TV classic episodes.
And all I can think is I walked through AMA 2016, the AMA Expo, the Academy of Model Aeronautics showcase for the year, is how far all this has come, how much it's empowered me, and how exciting the model aviation industry has become since the last time I played with it in any real way.
Model aviation has been around for a long time, and the annual Academy of Model Aeronautics Expo is the place to see it at its best. Join with ANN's Jim Campbell at last year's Expo as he reminisces about his experiences in the very early days of model aviation. Search the 2016 AMA Expo Aero-Beginnings on Aero-TV's news channel. After these messages, how not to vacation in Hawaii.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. An experiment to simulate living conditions on Mars, funded by NASA, has come to an end in Hawaii. 6 people entered a dome near a barren volcano a year ago and emerged last week from their year-long isolation. It appears they are all well and healthy. The DOT has fined Alaska, American, Southwest, and United Airlines for not following procedures when bumping passengers on oversold flights. It's alleged they did not provide accurate information about how much compensation passengers could receive for being bumped. The Planning Commission for Snyderville Basin near Park City, Utah will put forward a recommendation banning all but emergency medical helicopters from the recreational area. However, a permitting process would be put into place for certain landing zones and special events. A pilot who had just landed his floatplane in Alaska noticed a dog struggling in the water. The passenger watched as the pilot, Mike Hudgens, shut down the engine and climbed out on the airplane float to rescue the dog. The dog had an ID chip and was successfully returned to its owners. A pilot with Talon Air detected a problem with his assigned co-pilot for a flight from Michigan to Massachusetts last week. A breathalyzer test showed that the co-pilot had a blood alcohol level of 0.30, which is about 7 times the FAA limit. Well, that's the trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. The Airline Pilots Association has issued a statement regarding new FAA regulations for the operation of small unmanned aircraft systems that became effective Monday, and the bottom line is they don't think the regulations are stringent enough. An ALPA statement said in part that they, quote, urge the FAA to take a stronger stance to ensure that those who remotely pilot SUAS for commercial purposes are fully trained and are able to demonstrate knowledge via written test and skills via flight test before they are issued a commercial pilot certificate for SUAS, just as pilots of manned aircraft operate for commercial purposes do. The ALPA statement also said, quote, another component that would help to strengthen aviation safety would be for Congress to give the FAA the ability to fully regulate the hobbyist and recreational flyers of SUAS. We at ANN find this statement unusual in that the FAA did regulate hobbyists through the introduction of a new section to FAR 101. ALPA says they believe that more can be done to further advance the safe integration of SUAS for both commercial operators and hobbyists. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. We'll see you tomorrow.